No, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Hey y'all, Deb here with another video, and as you can see, the face is looking delicious. The face is looking bomb, okay? The look speaks for itself. From the base makeup to the setting powder to the eyeshadow, the mascara is given, and the lips are juicy. If you are interested in this look and you like what you see, girl, just keep on watching because we about to get you together, baby, okay? This is about to be bust. It is nice and early in the morning, and we're about to get this makeup done, so I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right into it. And I'm priming my face with the Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless Primer. This is the one with the SPF 50 in it. Really nice primer. Also, as you may already know from my previous videos, there is construction going on in my neighborhood, so if you hear a little bit of that, I'm so sorry, but I want to film anyway, so hopefully it's not too bad. But I'm just rubbing that into the skin, and this is a really nice SPF. It is not gonna leave your skin with that white cast. You will not be looking like Casper with this. It's a really nice, it is hydrating, so just keep that in mind. As you can see, my skin is very, very luminous and glowy right now. I mean, that's partially my skincare, but this will add to the glow. And can I just say, the eyebrows is popping, okay? I did my thing with these brows this morning. I really need to film an eyebrow tutorial because I've just been having pretty good brows lately, and that's like something to celebrate. All right, so let's get into the base. And honey, let me just tell you, I did this base the other day and it came out busting, okay? I don't even know what came over it, but I'm hoping that the same energy from that day transfers into today because the base was slapping, okay? Okay, so I'm using the Makeup Forever HD Skin. This says it's the undetectable longwear foundation. This is what it looks like right here, and I'm in the shade 4N74, and it's a medium coverage, natural finish, long wearing, and yeah, that's pretty much it. My other foundation I'm going to be using is the NARS Natural Longwear Foundation, and this, I mean, if you know about NARS and you know about this foundation, it's definitely bomb. And I'm using the shade New Caledonia, so this is the combination right here, and let's just get into it. I got that mixed on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to start applying it to my skin, just like this. I'm going to be blending in my foundation with this Morphe R6 brush. This is just a flat kabuki brush. Look at that, it's already looking good. And same on this side. The combo is bomb, girl, I'm telling you. Okay, I'm gonna be going in with the Huda Beauty concealers. I'm gonna be using an old one. So I looked it up on the website and they don't make this one anymore. However, they make the same shade in a new concealer. So I'm gonna go and try that one out, but for now I'm gonna use the one that I have. This is Salted Caramel, and this is their high coverage creamy concealer, the Overachiever concealer. And like I said, this is shade Salted Caramel. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that under my eyes. That was a lot, so I'm gonna put some on this side. Forehead, chin, and upper lip. So I'm blending this out a little bit, and then I'm gonna let it sit, as I always do, let it dry down a little bit. For me, I find that this concealer does dry down, you know, fairly quickly, so I'm just gonna go ahead and be quick about this, and I'm just bronzing up my skin with the Fenty Match Stick and Espresso. You already know. I'm gonna hit the nose. I'm just gonna let my bronzer stay, and I'm gonna start blending out the concealer, because as I said, I find that it blends pretty quickly, and I don't want to have a hard time blending, this out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start just like that, and as you can see, the under eye is looking delicious. This is just such a beautiful shade for my skin tone. I am obsessed with it, really. what we're looking like so far. It's looking pretty nice. But then I'm gonna go in with the Huda Beauty Pro Filtr concealer, and I'm using the shade 71N Crumble, and I'm gonna put a little bit of that underneath the eyes and let that sit for a little minute, and then I'm gonna blend it out. All right, girl, so while that's sitting, I'm gonna blend out my bronzer. I'm using this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. This has become my new favorite brush to blend out my bronzer with. I don't know why. It's just really nice and small. It helps me with the control of the bronzer and where it's going. So I've been really feeling this brush. So I'm just taking that around the hairline. As you can see, the braids are fresh, girl, so I ain't trying to mess them edges up too much. I just been loving these braids lately. A very protective style. I don't have to have too much going on with my hair. But yeah, they just been the vibe lately. I find it to be very sleek and nice. All right, so now I'm ready to blend out the under eye. And I'm taking that same beauty sponge or beauty blender, and I'm just blending it out. This color is a lighter, so it's gonna add a bit of brightness under the eye. And it's just so bomb. Like, why is it so good? My foundation combination's been busting lately, and I just am obsessed, because sometimes it's hard to get those combinations right, girl. It be looking crazy sometimes, but that's okay. It's looking good right now. And if you want some bomb foundation, a bomb base, girl, get on board. Get on board, because the face is hitting. All right, I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush just to marry the two right here. All the places that I added the bronzer in the highlight, or the bronzer and the concealer, I'm gonna take the brush, go back and marry the two. I don't want anything to be looking misplaced, out of place. Girl, no. We want flawless, beautiful base, and that's how we gonna get it. Don't be afraid to go back and forth with your products, because sometimes you gotta do that to blend it out. All right, so I'm about to go ahead and set my under eye, and if you know, you know from my past two videos, I'm using the Fenty Beauty setting powders. I'm using two shades. I'm using Cashew for my under eye, and I'm using Nutmeg as my all over face powder. The Fenty powder's just been doing it for me, and I haven't stopped using them since I made that video. So I'm blending out my under eye once more, making sure it's nice and seamless and as crease free as possible. I'm putting that powder on my beauty puff, and I'm tapping out the excess on the back of my hand or my arm, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tap that product right underneath the eye. And I'm going in with a light layer because I wanted to just lay down without getting like caked up. Sometimes your powder can get caked onto your concealer depending on like if it's a matte concealer or whatever the case may be. So for me to avoid that, I go in with a really, really light layer of powder, which means I dip it into the product and I tap off most of the product. And I go in with the light layer first, and then I build on my powder after that. If I feel like I need more, I go back in and add more after I put down that initial thin layer. Once I'm done my under eyes, I typically just take whatever powder is on the back of my hand, tap it onto the sponge, and hit those other places on the face. So the forehead, squeeze that sponge so that it's nice and narrow. Hit the bridge of the nose just to set all those places. And then the chin, and then around here, upper lip. All right, so now that I'm done with the under eyes, I'm gonna take the next powder. I'm gonna take that powder and I'm gonna be using a Morphe R2 brush, just a big fluffy brush. I'm gonna dip into that all over face powder, the darker shade, and just set my entire face everywhere that I haven't already added powder. I'm gonna set it. And I can't remember if I said this in my last video or not, but I've been liking to set my entire face first and then go in with my bronzer. Making sure it's nice and matte. That's how I like my foundation, my base to be pretty matte. If you have dry skin, I would say go light on the powder because I don't think that adding powder already onto your already dry skin is going to be a good combo for you. But I have oily skin, so I could powder it down, and then when my natural oil starts to come through throughout the day, it still looks fine. All right, so bronzer. Did I use this the other day? I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer in the shade number 4. And I'm taking this little Tarte brush, dipping into that product, tap off the excess, and start carving out that face. Making sure I keep the product on an angle so the face is snatched. Same on this side, tap it into the forehead, get that nice and blended, and then start blending that product around the hairline. And then hit right here. I'm gonna go back in with that all over face powder. I'm gonna take that same beauty puff, dip into the powder, tap off the excess, same as I've been doing. And I've been liking to put it right here, just to make sure the face is nice and snatched, sculpted, just to my liking. And bring it down. Now I know it's looking harsh right now, but it's not gonna stay like that. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. I'm gonna take this face brush, the one that I used earlier, and I'm just gonna blend it out. No extra product or anything on the brush, but that would just help soften up that line a bit. Now I don't want to take it away completely, but I want to make it a little less harsh. For blush, I'm gonna be going in with MAC Razin on this fluffy Morphe E4 brush. Just gonna dip into that product, tap off the excess, and go right here. Very, very similar to my bronzer shade, but I'm fine with that. Same on this side. All right, so let's get into the eyes. For my eyes, I'm gonna be using the Jaclyn Hill Divine Neutrals palette with Morphe. I probably used this in my last video. I love this palette. I'm gonna be taking this, this is a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush. This is the JH30, and I'm going into the shade Booked. I'm gonna go into the shade Good Vibes first. This is just a blending shade. This is not for the color payoff. There's not much color coming from this. It's pretty light for my skin tone, but don't worry, it's gonna serve its purpose. All right, so next I'm gonna go into the shade Booked, and I'm going right in that crease, just a little bit lower than I applied that first color. I'm using the same brush, and I'm just gonna pull that color out a bit on the outer corner. I'm packing that color, blending it back and forth, and then just pulling it out. If you get a little messy with this while you're pulling it out, you can go in with your sponge again and just take a bit of powder and clean up that outer corner. I'm gonna take this JH33 brush, and I'm gonna take the shade Boo Bear, which is a deeper shade. Tap it. I'm gonna hit the outer corner of my eye. And because my eyes are hooded, I like to open them as I'm doing this, so I can see where the color is going, and I blend it up enough that I can see that color pay off. So I like to open my eyes as I would like how I would naturally have my eyes open. And I like to place that color in the crease so you could see it. Otherwise, it's gonna get lost in the fold because my eyes are hooded. I'm turning that brush onto the side, and I'm blending it up so that I can see that color with my eyes open. I'm gonna take that first brush I used and just hit those edges, make sure they're nice and blended and soft. And I'm using a very, very light hand. I'm not like pressing down. This is very, very light. As you can see, the brush is not like tight. Very, very light in my hand so that it's just flowing back and forth. For my lid, I'm gonna take the shade shade Just Barely and Good Vibes, and I'm gonna mix them together for my lid color. I don't know what brush this is, but any flat brush will do. And I'm just gonna put that color right on my lid. Same thing on this eye. So pretty. I'm gonna take the shade Booked and run it on my bottom lash line. Then I'm gonna take the shade Boo Bear, the deepest shade, just on the outer corner. I'm gonna place that color right there. I'm gonna go back in with my powder puff, and I'm just gonna clean up those edges. All right, for my waterline, I'm gonna be taking this Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil, and this is in the shade Boundless Bisque. It is a light shade, and I'm gonna go ahead and line my waterline. I'm gonna try and keep this in the clip so you can see it. It's a little bit hard. And that's just gonna open the eyes up a bit. They're gonna look more awake and bigger also. That is, ooh, that is gorgeous. Go ahead and curl my lashes so I can do my mascara. Just look, I'm obsessed. Going in with a new favorite of mine, which is this Rare Beauty mascara. Gets my lashes right every single time. The lashes though, they don't gotta be hitting like that. Rare Beauty didn't have to do this mascara like that. I'm gonna spray a little setting spray on my face. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Setting Spray, and I'm just gonna hit the outer corners of my face, and I'm gonna cover my eyes with this because I just did my mascara. Let's go ahead and get into the lips. I'm gonna be using this Jaclyn Cosmetic Lip Pencil. This is the shade Bold Brew, and I'm just gonna line my lips. I'm gonna blend that in with my finger, just a little bit. And for all over my lip, I'm gonna be using a NYX Butter Gloss, and this is the shade Madeleine. This is what it looks like. And I'm gonna take that all over the lip. And look how pretty that is. Gorgeous. I'm gonna go back in with the lip pencil once more, just on the outer corners. The face is sitting. The makeup is bomb. What? The eyes are matte. Ooh. The lips are juicy, okay? They look nice and delectable, okay? Nice and delectable. The makeup is sitting. You know when your makeup turn out bomb, can't nobody say nothing to me. Don't even try me. Don't even try me when my face is sitting like this. Don't play with me. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Girl, the look is giving. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it, honey, okay? I love it. I hope you love it. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Connect with me on socials. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see. Girl, stay in touch. Stay connected. We are family. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.